Yo, what's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday, man. See, one of the most purest things about life is getting into a fight. Ideally, right? When you I don't know, for those that ever been into a fight, maybe the context of it is ridiculous. But I'm just talking about from a very rudimentary basic standoff, right? Between two dudes, two chicks, two animals. There's almost nothing as scary and innocent about getting into a fight, right? Now, I'm not talking about with weapons are involved. I'm just saying, like, when you see two rams run into each other with horns, boom, and they fucking give themselves essentially what it looks like a concussion from the outside looking in, or when two grizzly bears are going at it, right? Or in this particular case, two fighters. Right? It's one of the most innocent, barbaric, at times scary, and very tense energy when you see two men fight. And for all intents and purposes, I don't care usually, like, if it's on paper a 50-50 fight. Like, let's say you're 6'2", I'm 6'2", you're a buck 85, I'm a buck 85. That's what boxing tries to live up to, right? Basically, no one having or getting an upper hand. So then I start to think to myself what occurred or has been happening this year since the beginning, since Cat Williams set off a lot of truth. And, he had so many quotes in that interview. And I started to think to myself, like, all the truth will be revealed. Every single person, bad person, will be kind of like shown to light. And that's for a majority of the time. That's also been happening in boxing. These fighters that we know to be not, I wouldn't call them frauds, right? But that aren't necessarily that good. It'll be revealed this year. You got amazing fighters like Navarrete trying to be a 4-time division champ. And you got guys like Devin Haney beating Regis pro grade last year, and a lot of these fighters that have flaws and they finally are getting exploited. I'm not going to call them frauds because they have amazing talent in themselves, but anybody can get beaten, and that's the beauty about this sport of boxing. And as we know, the sport of boxing is very corrupt, just like almost anything in this world, right? Can be corrupted or it's corruptible. What happens between that squared circle, in between those ropes, a fighter coming out of the red corner, the other one coming out of the blue corner, usually for all intents and purposes, everybody has a same opportunity to knock each other's block off, right? If you train extremely hard, I train extremely hard, you can land that puncher's chance, and you can basically become, the underdog story and tell the tale of how you proved all the doubters and everybody gets it wrong, and you're basically the last man standing, the last man with a smile on his face who gambled and bet on himself. So I start to think about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. To the basic of when you first see a fight happen, it's pretty surreal. Even when you find yourself in your first fight, I don't know for those that remember, but this was my first fight, right? I must have been probably in 3rd or 4th grade. And there was this dude named Chris. And this guy was supposed to be in middle school in 7th grade. So I must have been in 4th grade. And this dude was a 6th grader. And he was dating one of the, I guess, the most attractive girls in our school at the time. And then it was like a Saturday anyway. I'm just giving you guys context. So just mind you, this guy's probably 2-3 years older than me. I've never been in a fight, right? At this particular time and space, I'm not necessarily an athlete. I think I started playing baseball like in the 5th or 6th grade or middle school. I don't even remember. But I've always been playing sports like in the front yard, whether it was hitting tennis balls and we were playing baseball with tennis balls, whether it's basketball or throwing the football during recess. I was always an athletic kid. I just never played in an organized sport, right? So I was extremely coordinated. I didn't pick up sparring and competing in amateur tournaments almost in terms of being an adult. But long story short, my first time I ever been in a fight, mind you, I don't know how to throw a correct punch. I don't know what it feels like to get hit in the face. But this dude, we're supposed to be playing football on a Saturday, and this dude shows up with the same dude that's supposed to be in middle school. He shows up with his friend, my friend. His name was Renee. I don't even know if I should be name dropping, But I mean, hey, dude, like after 20 years, you're still a kid. Like, bygones can be bygones. Anyway, so then out of nowhere, we're supposed to be playing, we're supposed to be chucking the football in the street, playing street ball, whatever the case may be. And then this guy just approaches me at my front door, right? And he just goes, "Hey, bro, you got gloves? You want to box?" And I'm like, "I don't have gloves, but we can't box here. But I got a friend, Armando. He's got a pair of boxing gloves, and we can ask him." So maybe this guy was coming from, I don't know where he was coming from in terms of the context, like, what made him just want to call me out. Maybe he saw me as a cherry pick and someone that he can beat up, and then he has a cop out and be like, "Well, we both agreed to fight one another." I don't know. Next thing you know, man, my friend, my neighbor, he brings out his boxing gloves, and we start to throw it down. And for the majority of the time, if I kind of remember, dude is kicking my ass, but he starts to tire out. And as he starts to tire out, I'm blocking, and I start wailing on him to the point where he stops throwing. He puts his head down. He extends his arm like Jesus, right, when he was on the cross. And he's looking down, and he's crying. And I throw an uppercut right down the middle. Boom! And I probably hit him in the nose, and he starts to cry. He throws the gloves down and throws me up against the wall. My neighbor, who must be in middle school or a freshman, I forgot, he might be like 5 or 6 years older than me. I'm not exactly too sure. He controls him, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is, to the point is, when you guys have ever been into a fight, don't matter how tall or big this dude is, right? You got a shot. You have a chance. There's many ways that you can win a fight, right? Some of the times it could be mental, even before the fight already started. That kid is extremely nervous. He starts to cry, and he doesn't show up. You already won the fight. Other times, you got to throw it down, and you just never know that guy's level of training and experience. You don't know his skill set. You don't know nothing about him. All you know is what you know about yourself. Anyway, I don't even know where I'm going with this. But when I go back into Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, I just see a lot of excuses from two dudes that in their whole lives have been winners, and they both come out as losers at the end of this night. How could that possibly happen? As decorated of an amateur that Ryan Garcia is, a 15-time national. Man, Adi stop it, bro. Boy says, "Greetings from Salinas, California." Hey, yo, bro, salute to you, bro. That's funny. Warp speed, good evening, Paul, man. Hey, man, I've been trying to call you, text you. You didn't even show up for work. What's going on, man? Man, I lost my train of thought. So when I look at Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, these guys, in the majority of their life, they've been winning since being kids. You have Ryan Garcia, who's probably been a cool kid since he was born. Right? Everybody loves his looks. He gets all the bitches. I mean, that's Ryan Garcia, right? Millionaire, this kid can do no wrong. Never been a champion, but he's a 15-time national champion. So this dude knows how to win. This dude's a winner in life. But I thought winners never make excuses. Ryan has made a shit ton of excuses when things don't go his way. Devin Haney, probably, I don't know, a 7-time national champion as well as an amateur, who knows? And as a professional fighter, dude became undisputed, beat Lomachenko. I mean, I don't think so, but he still, beat George Kambosos and was undisputed. He defended it against Georgie, got beat by Lomachenko, but still went up to 140 and easily dismantled Regis Prograis. And then as a winner that he is, makes a shit ton of excuses against Ryan Garcia. Yo, the Mexican G, bro. Salute to you, bro. Viva Mexico. Bro, that's the first or second super chat of all time, bro. Thank you. I think you're the first one. I think War Speed sent me a super chat, but it was like post a video. So I guess you can leave a, bro, salute to you, man. You guys don't have to donate to me, man. This is just all fun and games. The Mexican G goes, man, Haney ain't from Oakland. Adi, what's up, homeboy? Adi Medi at the Mexican G. Good evening, far gentlemen. Hey, good evening, far to all of you guys, man. What's up, Speed? Going back to these guys that are winners. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney in life are winners. Just like every single one of you guys are winners, right? You know, there a lot of times we're extremely hard on ourselves. Extremely hard on ourselves, man. But you know that whole when you took I think it's in middle school and you start learning about the reproductive cells and the reproductive system, and they're talking about the fertilization of the egg, and they show you that 20-minute documentary. You won the human race to become a human being, right? So we're all winners. Like, dude, God created this world with like mountains and rivers and lakes and fish and sharks and all of these amazing creatures and environments so you can be on this planet to experience it. And eventually we have to give it back, right? As we die, but to make room for others to experience. Like, that's fucking badass. We don't look at it like that, but like, man, that's a microcosm of the human experience. But anyway, as I start to see the sport of boxing and life, you know how boxing is supposed to be like a microcosm of the world. You know, winners and losers. You know, when life knocks you down, you get back up. You know, it's supposed to like reinvigorate you with like the fighting spirit and to never give up and to always keep trying and keep rolling with the punches. You know, all of those sayings that boxing has brought us to life. And one of the most inspirational sports, and yet one of the most purest sports in terms of simple combat. I mean, in boxing, you got two hands just like the other dude. It's not like he has one hand and you're a two-handed fighter and the other dude just, was born with one arm. No. You can only throw 3 punches, basically, straights, hooks, and uppercuts. There's nothing else, right? So the simple combinations that Devin Haney can throw, Ryan Garcia can throw, right? If Ryan Garcia goes jab, jab, cross, Devin Haney can go jab, jab, cross. Then there's, of course, defense. But boxing in a very basic form it's the basicest form of fighting. It's one of the easiest sports to just pick up today, tomorrow, 10 minutes from now, and just start swinging punches. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be a professional, and I'm not saying that you're going to be a lucrative one. But what I'm saying is you can pick up a pair of boxing gloves, go to a boxing gym, and if you want to go get into a fight, you can spar it instantly. That's how simple it is. There's no college prerequisites. There's no classes. Hell, even in the professionals, there's fucking essentially no drug testing. You get what I'm saying? So from the basicest form of fighting, that's what boxing brings. And then everything else is mental strength, conditioning, breathing. Then there's the other like science, but it's a simple science. It's not a complicated one. You have to worry about takedowns and ankle locks, headlocks, guillotines, any of that. Anyway, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. These are winners in life. And both of them make a shit ton of excuses. Like, both of them are walking out of this fight that occurred on 420, and they're coming out as losers. It's possible tomorrow that Ryan Garcia might get suspended for 2, 3, hell, 10 fucking years. I mean, if I'm being completely honest with you, and if I don't know, the boxing commission, I'm suspending Ryan for 5 to 10 years. I'm making sure that he's retired because this is Pete Rose of baseball. Or Cal Ripken Jr. or Ted Williams. Man, hold on. I'm getting all my facts wrong here. Who's the player that gambled in baseball and got suspended for a lifetime? Is that Pete Rose? Let me see. Baseball player gets suspended for baseball. Suspended for gambling. No, it's on San Diego Padres. Tu Capitan Marcado. Like, who's the guy that was banned for life? Hold on, man. Banned for life. Jesus, bro. Of all time, bro. Like, that's not the story that I'm trying to. Willie Mays. Nah, man. Yo, rest in peace to Willie Mays. I have an action figure toy of Willie Mays. Willie Mays is a San Francisco Giant, the godfather of Barry Bonds, my favorite baseball player of all time, and he just recently died. He's known, people call him the Say Hey Kid, and he made one of the greatest catches. Over the shoulder, tracking down a ball, hit straight to center field. He don't even look at it, throws his glove out there, and he makes basically an invisible catch. The Willie Mays. Nah, I think it's Pete Rose, man. Hold on. Is it Pete Rose? Yeah, I think it was Pete Rose. He was suspended over 30 years for gambling. Yeah, Tucupita Marcano, he's the recent one from the San Diego Padres. But like the history of like 100 years ago, it was Pete Rose, if I'm not mistaken. He's an amazing baseball player, essentially a Hall of Famer, but he was gambling in baseball and they suspended him. I like Ryan Garcia. I like his skills, but for all intents and purposes, all of his excuses as a winner. Excuses as a winner. You've never heard of that. Winners don't make excuses when the other side plays the ball, right? Ryan is a winner and he's making excuses because he might be banned from the sport of boxing for 2 to 3 years, right? Ryan Garcia beat the shit out of Devin Haney, knocked Devin Haney 6 to 8 times. I could believe it, but I couldn't believe it. I knew that Ryan could beat Devin Haney, and I knew that he can easily drop him, right? But to knock him down 6, 7 times, he made it look so easy. Even with his poor defense, he was turning his back. Not even a high guard, not slipping or rolling punches. He just turned his back. You guys saw the video. Sean O'Malley was clowning on Ryan, and Haney was not smart enough to do a Lomachenko pivot to the side and throw left hooks. He was hitting him in his back. Talk about ring IQ. Devin showed none of that on that fight. That's something that drugs is not going to prepare you for. See, drugs don't give you better ring IQ. They give you probably better hand-eye coordination, enhance your speed and strength. But like, bro, there's only one punch that can beat you the fuck up, and that's the left hook. And you couldn't take it away. You couldn't take it away in the first round, the third round, the fourth round, the seventh round, 9, 10, 11. You couldn't take the only punch that could put you to sleep. And you got caught with it the first minute of the fight. Super Carb or Victor Conte Vada or the Holy Spirit could not save you that night. It didn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's where Ryan Garcia deserves all the credit. But I couldn't believe as a winner that he is, he's making excuses. But even then, though, check this out. You got to give Ryan some credit for if he's a scam artist and he cheated and he's a fraud against Devin Haney, at least he's still fighting outside of boxing. Like he's going on, like, you know, if you get caught in a lie, instead of just being and hold accountability and be like, all right, dude, my bad, bro. I lied to you, man. I shouldn't have done that. I don't even know why I lied. I'm just going to own up to it. But Ryan keeps continuing to bury himself lie after lie after lie after lie. I look at that as fighting. You know, he's trying to go up against the court system, taint product, send open product to get tested. All of these things, he gets, I don't know, a hair follicle test with his own doctors. And all, like, he's still fighting, trying to clean himself. You gotta at least gotta give Ryan Garcia props for that. Like in a very misconstrued, corruptible way. Like this dude is like hiding and burying evidence. Like give him some credit, bro. Like at least he's trying. But there's that saying in sports, like Bill Belichick: if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Well, Ryan is continuing to fight for his life, fight for his right, and he just couldn't get away with it. But anyway, for all intents and purposes, Ryan has to be that poster boy for boxing to finally clean his act. All right, you beat Devin Haney, Ryan. You own that. No one can strip that victory away from you. We'll give you thumbs up. But for all intents and purposes, you are going to be the standard for why boxing cleans its act moving forward. Because we can't let you get away with, okay, cheating, fine. A lot of people have cheated or got caught cheating in the sport of baseball, in sports and in boxing. But you took it multiple steps further. You slandered every single drug agency, VADA, Victor Conte. You slandered essentially the WBC clean boxing program. You tried to expose the elites and the hypocrisy of the sport. You didn't make weight and you paid a hefty fine. Like there's weight classes for a reason, but you did pay the fine of $2 million, and you bet it on yourself to win this fight because you guys were contracted. There was a contract and you were obligated to fulfill it. And last but not least, like you were burying evidence, you were tainting evidence, like you went and tarnished all of these ayahuasca companies. Like you got to give Ryan some credit, but at the same time, we can't let you set this precedent, and we got to make you as an example. Boom, lifetime ban. Right? That doesn't mean that Ryan can't, make money and knuckle buckle boxing, or in MMA. It just says for here in boxing, for this sanctioning leagues and our commission and our standard. Not saying we don't want you because your money is good here, but what I'm saying is, I don't know. So tomorrow, as we know, Ryan Garcia is going to supposedly the New York State Athletic Commission is going to sentence Ryan, so to speak. Obviously, they're not going to throw him in jail or in prison or anything, but they might ban him from the sport for 2-3 years. I'm not too sure. We'll see what the discovery and the facts are revealed tomorrow. In my opinion, they should be harsh, but I feel like they might just give him a slap in the wrist and it'll be for a year anyway. And then Ryan can make an exhibition match versus Sean O'Malley in UFC and still get paid and generate a lot of money. I mean, that's just life. That's just what it is. There's so many loopholes that you can do. And again, no one really stands on principle. So why should Ryan, you can have a different argument. Why should everyone try to penalize Ryan? Right? But again, if you're trying to clean the act, Ryan has to be the Pete Rose for boxing. Anyway, let me read a couple of these comments. Willie Mays. No. Tucupica Marcano. I better not mention Whoop and Haney on the same sentence. Could it be controversial considering his ancestral background? Oh, Jesus, man. Or man, if Drew here, man, he's not gonna like that one. Where Speed goes, the Mexican G, that is super cool. The super chat, a little reward probably brought a little smile to the homie. Man, it made me giggle over here with red cheeks. You think that I'm blushing, that I powdered my cheeks, man, with some blush. And Arimeri goes, we're gonna have to let Haney slide today because of June 10th. We'll let him rest today. Yo, that is true. It is June 10th. Yeah, man, it's a very interesting holiday. That's actually really cool. I totally forgot about that. The Mexican G starts to laugh. Haney can't even work at FedEx or UPS because he can't box for shit. Yo, dude, that's a great one, man. Man, I wonder, Adimedi, bro, if you do stand-up, bro. Like, you should. You got some great one-liners. I'm not even going to lie to you. The Mexican G goes, I appreciate the consistency. I wasn't mind sliding a few dollars to the homies' way. I will do more next time. Nah, man, it's okay, bro. Just your presence alone and, you doing your research and you guys filling up the chat with comments, man, that goes actually the long way. That keeps the conversation live going. My relationship with Ryan Garcia is kind of like a Latina's mom with their kids. My kid does no wrong. Ryan does nothing wrong. He's an angel. Yeah, man. I mean, look, look. A mother always has to side with their kids, even they're in the wrong. And then in privacy, you always got to back up your kid, even if he's the bully, bullying the other little kids. And then in private, you got to, hey, man, you got to clean up your act. But secretly, you're proud of him. I don't really know, man. But all I'm saying is that's how the rest of the world perceives Ryan. So, Ryan, to a lot of people, can do no wrong. And to a certain degree, as successful as both of these guys are in life, when it comes down to this situation, both are coming out as losers. The whole world saw Devin Haney be exposed, get his ass beat, and they still try to rob Ryan Garcia. Like, they were trying to tarnish everything about Ryan. A lot of it is self-inflicted from Ryan. You know what I'm saying? He's like Cheddar Bob from the movie 8 Mile. It's like, damn, bro. Like, we're here trying to fight, and you're over here bringing a gun, and then you shoot your fucking leg off. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what's going on here? That's Ryan Garcia. He's like, has everything. The world is his oyster. You know what I mean? He has the world on his palm of his hand. I mean, he's got the women, he's got the money, he just beat a pound-for-pound fighter, all of these things, but he throws it all away. I mean, his last Instagram post, check this out. His last Instagram post, I don't be on here like that, but King Ryan, check this out. 5 hours ago, he states, probably on Twitter or whatever, my mom has cancer. I'm being sued. My supplements were tainted. I'm going through a divorce. I'm always getting shit talked on the internet for years. Devin asking for my victory to be taken away. I'm getting hit with everything. I still love God. He is everything. That's like when you read all of those things, you feel very sympathetic towards Ryan Garcia, right? You know, like you feel for the kid because you're just like, but you know what? Hold on, you feel for the young man, not a kid. I mean, dude's close to 30 than he is to 18 years old, right? You feel for him because it's like, damn, bro. But you know what? I'm being sued. That's your fault. Your supplements were tainted. That's your fault. Your team. You're going through a divorce. That usually happens when you do certain things that go when you made a promise through a matrimony, right? You said till life do us apart. You didn't stand on that. Always getting shit talked on the internet for years. That's your fault, bro. Devin asking for my victory to be taken away. It's your fault. Like everything that it's all self-inflicted wounds. Now the first one, my mom has cancer. That has nothing to do. That's not your fault. That could be like could be genetics, could be just the food companies. I don't know. That could be a lot of things, right? I mean, a lot of people get cancer many ways. It can be like a genetic disposition. It can be food. It can be because you're smoking. Who knows, bro? Breast cancer reduction. Who knows, man? But every single one of those things, that is your fault. And you got your mama and you got God and your faith. That's what you can stand on. But everything else, Ryan, you're making your own demons. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so like look, no, we know nobody is perfect, right? No one is perfect. But Ryan, hold on, man. Adi Medi goes, being from Salinas, California, #1 sports is hide and seek. We hide our homeboys' money and we help. Dude. Oh my goodness, man. Where you come up with this? You must have a little book, bro. You ever seen that? No, it's not Russell Crowe. It's Quentin Tarantino's film. I think it's called Death Proof. And Kurt Russell, Wyatt Earp from Tombstone, he has a book. And he's talking to a girl named Butterfly. And then he has actually a book. And he goes, in my book here, you're going to be on my... You're going to go under chicken shit. And then she snatches the book from him. And she gives him this epic lap dance. Anyway, dude. You have to have a book filled with these one-liners, dude. This shit's hilarious. All right, let me see. I actually have read that one. I do gotta admit, Ryan is kind of good for the sport of boxing. He brings in casuals. Absolutely, man. See, Ryan is great for the sport of boxing. He really is. And it always comes down to that relationship, right? Of those purists and the casuals, right? A purist is like, you have Devin Haney, like a purist. Pure boxer, can't crack worth the shit, but he goes the route of becoming a champion, makes good money, but then there's those guys that, like Ryan Garcia, not saying that they don't have legitimacy, but they've never been a champion, but they can still sell out a bunch of venues and bring in a lot of fans while never being a champion, right? So that like relationship of the sport of boxing, the dichotomy, that being able to cross over, that appeal, it all starts with engagement. And I think this is where Devin Haney, particularly his father, their level of engagement with fans, it's very it's like very divided. And when you look at it, you're like, man, why is there a lot of divisiveness with Devin Haney? You might say that he's not his own man, right? You might say that he's not his own man. Bill speaks for him. Devin is usually quite quiet. Devin usually copies everybody else's kind of like lingo, style of clothing, like Tank and all of these guys. So you can't really say like he's like original. You know what I'm saying? He's like a derivative piece of something else. Where Ryan, the dude's a fucking loose cannon. He's like Ricardo Mayorga. You don't know. Like this dude will drink in the press conference in the weigh-in. Ricardo Mayorga will smoke cigarettes. He would slap the ass of Shane Mosley's girlfriend or wife. Ryan bring like freaking 10 OnlyFans models to walk him in to just to sit down of the opening press conference. Like, and those wild cards, for a lot of people, they tend to gravitate towards them. You get what I'm saying? You don't know what these crazy ass dudes are gonna do. Anyway, man. So there's a sense of like freshness and relief. But yeah, man, it's very interesting. Again, the dichotomy of Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. It's I don't know, bro. It's like very psychological for sure. Let me see. I gotta admit though, Ryan is great for the sport of boxing. He brings in the casuals. Agreed. I started watching boxing due to Tank versus Garcia. Is that really? So you're new to the sport? Yes, I was into NCAA football, NCAA basketball, NFL, and NBA. I don't know how the fuck I landed on Garcia versus Tank Street. I'm glad you're here. You're a funny motherfucker. Being from Selena, dude. I'm sorry. You can repeat that. AI could not process your request. Adi Mehdi is a Rodney Dangerfield of boxing. Thank you, Mexican G. You're funnier, though. I crack a smile when you type. For someone rather new to boxing, Adi sure know a thing or two about Mexican. Thing or two, Mexican. I crack a smile when I watch the Special Olympics. As an avid gossiper, I just like to criticize, and for some reason, boxing is full of gossip. Man, dude, like, yeah, you guys are hilarious. Yeah, man. Now I've always loved boxing. That has always been my number one sport since I was a kid. You know, going back to like every single situation. When we were watching Pacquiao, Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, like it was at my brother's padrino's house. His name is Juan, and he used to make these delicious ass burgers when they would throw a party on a Saturday. And for some reason, when they would throw parties on a Saturday, boxing happened to be on HBO. I remember sitting on the, the little nice ceramic living room tile, and it was all cold. And these adults are like doing quinelas, and we're watching like 20 people in the living room watching these amazing fights. Nothing beat that, bro. Nothing beat that. That was the best. I miss that. We talked about it before, like that innocence of just like of enjoying something without like a monetary gain or fiscal supporters. You were just doing it because of the passion and the support of it, not just the hustle culture, the quick cash, and just never really appreciating things. I mean, we talked about it before, but like every single thing now is a come up and a hustle for somebody else, right? So like there's no really integrity. And we kind of talked about it with Larry Liston, I don't know, a week or on Sunday, when we were talking about how like everything is kind of corrupt and there's always this money, plaguing sports. When you're a kid, you don't even think about that. You're happy with $5, $10. Look, if you're happy with $1, go to a paletero, man, and boom, you get yourself a little bag of hot Cheetos with lemon and tapatio, and you're the happiest fucking kid, and whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, as you get in the door, you kind of lose that charm. Like, again, talking about Pokemon cards, when you're ripping $3 packs, you're like, oh my gosh, I got these cards. You're not thinking about like, oh, I got to put them in the top loader and grading them. But then when you become an adult, you're doing that because you're like, oh man, this might be worth a lot of money. But we made things cool because they were cool and we were innocent, not thinking long term, like, oh, this is going to be the next crypto. And everything is like, yeah, bro. It's like everything is a perverted. You get what I'm saying? I got you ice cream. Nice. Hold on, guys. The Mexican G. Christmas sucks as an adult. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like, I guess my priorities as an adult changes a little bit. Now we're giving more than we are actually receiving. But what I enjoy now, as I just turned 30, I don't know, in March, um, I look at the gatherings with the people. Like, for example, I was thinking to myself, so I have 3 older brothers. I got Speed, and I got 2 of my older brothers. I'm the young kid of the house, so to speak. And when I look at like what we've done together as a family, I start thinking about the vehicles. Like that's what kind of brought us all together. And that's what when I think about like what we build, that's what we build. You get what I'm saying? Like we built a car, right? So to me, that's like a relic, a family relic. It's blood, sweat, and tears, right? Money, time. Like that's the reason why, like, I'm talking about the El Camino that's on YouTube, right? That I posted here, and my brother painted it, my other brother welded it. I put a little bit of the parts together. Like it was a collective project. My father helped out as well. We had some friends help us out. Like it was a collective. And that was like so like even though it's not complete and it's not practical, like I can't turn it on just yet. Like that's one thing that we all did together, right? That's badass. And I'm thinking to myself, like, as an adult now, Christmas is like, can we get everybody together? We haven't had a Christmas really all together until basically last year. And it's been like 15 years, or parties or anything like that. That was the thing that actually truly unified us. So when I look at Christmas and parties, I'm not really now looking at as like, oh, what did they give me as gifts? It's just more of like coming together for 1 or 2 days when everybody has different schedules. You might be working on the weekend, you working on the graveyard shift, swing shift, morning shift, whatever the case may be. You know, everybody's schedule is on a different timer, but there's those particular moments where we become united, and that's what I love, bro. Like as an adult, that's where I like. But yeah, man. But it does kind of suck, man, because I'm not saying that you don't get surprised here and there, but there's only a few things as an adult that you do get surprised by, whether it could be a gift, a small gift, a drawing, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, sometimes the world still has a lot of surprises. So the Mexican G, stay up, brother. Like those surprises are still there, man. But we just gotta like channel our energy and the way we perceive certain events now with like a different charm to it, you know? But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know. Everything has its pros and cons. Let me read a couple of these comments. But yeah, boxing is definitely full of gossip, Adi. I agree, bro. Like, it's crazy. Bro, have you ever watched The Ringer? The Ringer is classic. Great movie. Tell me why I had a thought. You know how Chiron, shut it down syndrome Davis helps special people? I was thinking he could have some DDs box each other. I pay for that shit. I call it handicap boxing on TNT. Yo, what do you mean, Chiron? Shut it down syndrome Davis? So I guess he has like a charity that heals people or something, or what? I didn't watch the Elijah Garcia fight, so I didn't know if he had like something on his trunks or what are you talking about. Are y'all siblings? I do enjoy buying presents for the parents and sisters and stuff. Now, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all this mail? It's kind of sad seeing my parents get older every year. Life goes by quick. Absolutely, bro. I think that's one of the worst. Yeah, man. Look. I'm just gonna reveal something. I'll be having a great moment, right? Like, let's say family, or I'm enjoying a boxing match, and then some melancholic thought comes across my head, bro. And I'll just be and it'll just arise out of nowhere, bro. It's almost like tears of joy, but it makes me sad, and I'll just go to like pretend I'm going to the restroom, like I gotta go pee, and I'll shed a tear, dude. Like, cause I'm thinking, like, man, I don't know how many more moments of this we're gonna have. You know, it could be with my parents. It could be, I don't know, with a puppy. Like, I'll be thinking about, like, wow, what does life look like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, what the, like, no, bro, man, you opened up a can of worms. But yeah, dude, you don't really look at it. And you start seeing it. You start seeing the pictures, the growth, and the more white hairs and the fragility, right? The fragileness of your parents. Oh, dude, it's fucking sad, bro. Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, it's the worst feeling, man. It's definitely the worst feeling. Um, yeah, they explained it during the preliminaries that he had Down syndrome charity. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, I'm sure that they have handicap. I think there was the little guys, right? There's like that little Russian little dude that always likes to punch people. I think he punched Mike Tyson or Dana White, Hamza or something, and he's supposed to fight some other little dude from like the Philippines. So there's always like the little guys, I don't know what you call them, dwarves or whatever. But yeah, man, yeah, that's one of the worst feelings right there, the Mexican G. They seeing your parents get older. Worst fucking feeling. Adi Medi goes, what do kids in Salinas get for Christmas? What are you talking about, man? Fucking guy, dude. Nah, I have no idea. I'm not too sure. Your bike. Yeah, man. They probably, you know what, though? In our area, we do have a lot of bike riders, bro, for sure. And they they put a little like motor in their bike, and they'll just like they're hauling gas, bro, like going about 15, 20 miles per hour. Yeah, there's a lot of bike riders here for sure. I wish they had boxing in the Special Olympics. That target strength is a real thing. Hell yeah, bro. Like you ever like I know two dudes growing up, and they've always had like yoked out backs. Like you try to like put your hand and like squeeze on the traps, like on the top, you know, that little like John Cena trapezes right there by the neck. Bro, those dudes have like some strongest back and like nerves. Like you can't move those dudes. They'd be fucking fantastic linebackers, you know, like the Water Boy. El Pachuco goes, saludos, saludos. I was watching Johnny Tapia versus Danny Romero. Great fight. Man, Johnny, I have not watched a lot of Johnny Tapia fights, right? I hear great things about the fighter from New Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. But I did watch the Johnny Tapia documentary by HBO maybe years ago. Fantastic documentary. That man was fighting demons, bro. Holy snaps. Yeah, JT, that's a bad man, bro. That was a bad man. Yeah, I gotta rewatch some of his fights, man. Hey, did you guys hear that Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark, he's going to be acting as Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., and he's gonna be like, I don't know if it was a documentary or a feature film. Like, don't get me wrong, like I like Mark Wahlberg, but I was like, you guys couldn't get like a Mexican, you know? Like this dude already is you know, first and foremost, he's a fucking fantastic actor. He's a big boxing fan. I love Mark Wahlberg. Probably my favorite movie from him is yeah, I'm gonna say probably a Boogie Nights, right? When he's acting as Dirk Diggler. But that being said, you were already right on the movie The Fighter, the HBO film with Christian Bale. You were already acted as Mickey Ward. Give me some new fresh and new blood as Julio Cesar Sr. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if Marky Mark can speak Spanish. Maybe. He might be married to a Latina. I don't even know. But what I'm saying is, like, give me some new blood in there, bro. Like, the actor from Black Panther 2, right? That plays Namor. Go find somebody like that nobody ever hears to play Chavez. That'd be fantastic. They should have casted Eugenio Derbez, bro. Stop, bro. Stop. Hell no, bro. But his movie, no instructions needed. That was actually pretty good. But stop it, bro. Hell no. Fucking Mi Familia Peluche, dude. No way, dude. Stop, man. That's funny, dude. That's fucking funny. Oh my goodness. Yo, let me see if Speed and Drew are back here. Nope, they're not here. Yeah, that's funny, dude. You gotta stop, bro. They should have casted Danny Trejo. You know what, though, man? DT, Danny, bro, came out in Blood In, Blood Out. The movie Heat with Al Pacino and Roberto De Niro. Bro, he came out in Heat, directed by Michael Mann. That's a badass bank robbery movie. He came out as Machete. Man, shout out to Danny. Spy Kids, bro. How do you get from how does Danny Trejo get on Spy Kids? Right? I mean, Danny T is from Spy Kids, right? He goes, I'm 3 hours away from home. What the flip? Where would you go? I mean, I know that you talked about that you want to go to Yosemite Park and do all these crazy adventures, you know, but where the salute to you, bro. The Mexican G goes Blood In, Blood Out is a classic. And to this day, never replicated before. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, man. That's a fantastic film. Yeah, that and Saving Private Ryan are my two favorite films of all time that I can watch 1,000 times, still cry, get all emotional, and just feel like a kid all over again. And Adi Mary goes, what about the Hector guy that's in every gangster movie? Bro, and his name is Hector in every single one of those films. Like, that dude has longevity. He plays the same character. Same plaid, you know, checkered sweater, You know, got the little khaki shorts, long socks with the Nike Cortez, bro. That's fucking funny. Yeah, that dude's always in every movie. And Pachuco goes, I can't think of someone good to portray the great Chavez. Shh, man, very true. That's a great point. Look, Robert De Niro made an amazing film directed by Martin Scorsese called Raging Bull, right? He played shit, the guy that fought Sugar Ray Leonard, Jake LaMotta, I think, like 10 times. And Warp Speed goes, I'm at Sequoia National Park. My son's typing. Yup, I can rewatch the movie 100 times. One of my favorite movies. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's true at Pachuco. I have no idea who would play the great Chavez Jr. I mean, Chavez Sr. You know, you like Mark Wahlberg has that look, like, you know, kind of like squared, boxy face, you know, and he's got the boldness of the shoulders. So, fuck, man, let me see. I gotta think real quick. I mean, there's not, like, I'm telling you, you have to find somebody like, you know, that amazing Superman, Henry Cavill, right? You have to find one of those, big, like, scrawny kids that, yeah, and you have to make them bulk up, you know. You just have to find somebody, do a casting call. We're looking for this. Anybody that fits that mold, we're gonna make you into basically the next movie boxing star. But you know, Mark Wahlberg being as connected politically, socio-economically, and influence, like that was just, he knows, like, bro, I'm a boxing fan. I can take a couple of Spanish classes. I'm married to a Latina. Like, I can play this role. I'm sure he'll do it justice. The dude doesn't make bad films. That one soldier movie that he's with Peter Berg, you know, the guy that directs all those fantastic, like, authentic documentaries and shows like Friday Night Lights, like Lone Soldier, Lone Survivor. I mean, Mark Wahlberg is a bona fide actor. Like, that dude's legit. So I'm sure that he's going to do an amazing job of Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., but still, like, give me a new face. And that's what's the beauty about Superman and Henry Cavill, is that when nobody really knew who he was up until that role, and that role made him like everywhere, you know. So it's always fascinating to see these actors. Like, when do the studios decide that's going to be the next phase of the next 20 years? Like, for example, Michael B. Jordan. The first time I ever saw Michael B. Jordan, I think his name was Wallace or Seneca, and he was at the show called The Wire, right? And he was a scrawny kid. No one knew that later down the road he would be one of the most sought out actors for Black Panther and Killmonger. And this dude would be like a heartthrob for every single chick. When in The Wire, he was a skinny ass dude, and no one even like looked or batted an eye and be like, oh, dude, that dude's gonna be the next Denzel Washington. Ain't nobody fucking know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's always cool and fascinating to see. And this is what I'm saying, like, no disrespect to Mark Wahlberg, like, dude, your resume speaks volumes and for itself. But, hey, talking about, look at this ref right here in this Ruben Villa fight. That looks like Hector, the actor. That looks like Hector. But, you know, like, I want to see a new face represent a new wave. Like, for example, all right, man, we're talking about a lot of nonsense. Winners and losers. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are coming out as losers when it's all said and done. Ryan might lose his ability to continue boxing and to become ever a champ for the next 2-3 years or 6 months. And Devin Haney, honestly, for the way that he's been a sore loser, like, okay, maybe I'm not being consistent. If Ryan cheated, and we all know he did, right, and all of these things, Devin does have a right to complain about it, right? If he feels cheated. But I'm going to say this. You can't overturn a victory and give you the victory. Like, dude, you can't overturn a loss into a victory. You can overturn a loss and make it a no contest. But to give you a victory, because all Devin cares about is being undefeated. He doesn't want to have a loss on his column, right? And Devin gave Ryan a pass. And we talked about this, so I don't kind of want to repeat myself all over and over again. But he gave Ryan a pass many times, man. I mean, if 3.4 pounds is not a big enough pass, like, you know, you were a sucker and you only want it for money. Why do we know you only want money? Top Rank just outbid and was the only sole bidder for your whack-ass fight against Sander Martin. And what don't you want to do, Devin? You don't want to fight for A, pennies on the dollar, and B, hey, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, like, man, you guys are dirty business. In what world, bro? Like, dude, nobody wants to buy Devin Haney stock right now, bro. Anyway, you see, all he cares about is money, and all he cares about is being undefeated. So, like, for all intents and purposes, boxing got it wrong when they robbed Lomachenko. I never understood it to this dawn of day why they would honor and make Devin Haney get that victory over Lomachenko. He didn't win that fight. That was crazy. I don't know why Top Rank and Bob Arum didn't like. That was weird to me. That was weird to me. I to this day I don't understand that. Here he goes. One of my favorite movies. Adi Medi goes, agree. Give me your chonchon. Fucking Popeye, man. That dude's crazy. The Mexican G goes, I'm not gonna lie. It annoys me to see that they aren't even bothering to find a real Mexican for the role. I agree. You know, it would be nice. Again, Mark Wahlberg is an amazing actor. I'm not gonna speak badly about the dude, but I wish they put a Latino, a Mexican to play Chavez. I wish Chavez had a say in terms of who can play my biopic, right? Maybe he did, and Mark Wahlberg approached them humbly. Sir, I would love to portray you as his actor. And maybe Chavez Sr. said, man, for sure. Maybe he did. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, if I'm el orgullo de Mexico as a sports athlete in the face of pretty much all of sports in Mexico, like, I'm going to be like, no, I got to find someone in La Raza or something. I don't even know. I'm not going to lie. Oh, yeah, I read that. I always shred the Selena movie because Jennifer Lopez isn't a Mexican. It was an insult that they didn't bother finding a real Mexican for that role. I hated it. Yeah, and I'm sure 150 million people will agree with you. She eats Mexican food. She eats Mexican food, if that counts. Oh my God. Diego Luna is a good actor, but he does not look similar to Julio Cesar Chavez. Look, I will tell you this, though. Robert Downey Jr. played a black man in this film called Tropic Thunder. When the movie came out and they had Robert Downey Jr. on the DVD case or on the list, I was like, where the fuck is Robert Downey? I don't even see him. I didn't even know that he played Osiris in the film. I'm disguised as a dude playing another dude, look like another. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know that was Robert Downey Jr. So what I'm basically trying to say is that they can find an actor that looks somewhat like Chavez. Break his nose a little bit, put some plaster of Paris on his face or something, and cement block and like how they build zombies on set. They could have done that for the movie role, put a bunch of layers of makeup and reconstruct the fighters. I don't even know, man. But I'm just saying, if there's a way, they could have done it, but they took the easy road out and they're like, let me give it to the 7-year-old actor in Mark Wahlberg. It's crazy though. But yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. What about the dude from the Mayans? MC. You know what? There's a lot of good actors on there, man. I like that show. I even like Sons of Anarchy. It's really good. But yeah, they could have easily could have found an actor to play that role, and they didn't. Lazy ass casting. They're just like, what A-list celebrity can we get that's gonna bring a lot of attention to this boxing film? Oh, let's get Marky Mark, that's done the fighter, knows boxing, has trained boxing, knows how to throw amazing left hooks, knows how to swivel like Mickey Ward, and it's such an easy ass cop out, man. That takes no talent. Like, for example, if I can, all right. I went to film school, guys, so like I feel like I can be an expert at this. Paul Thomas Anderson, when he started directing a lot of his films, when he was up and coming with Coffee and Cigarettes and Magnolia and Boogie Nights, all of his actors that he brought with, like John C. Reilly, Julian Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and a lot of these actors, till this day, he still uses them for all his roles 30 years after the fact. Like, he came together with a lot of new actors and made them solid talent, casted them, and they've been blossoming. Wreck-It Ralph, a lot of these actors gave big-ass Hollywood roles, right? That's talent. When you can direct and cast and rehearse with new flesh, new blood, you know what I'm saying, and bring somebody to the forefront and make him a star, that's talent. If I'm Steven Spielberg and I can get all of these A-list actors Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and all of these dudes, but never work with the youth and new faces ever again. He does work with new faces, but you get what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make talent, because I have a $250 million budget and I make fantastic fucking films. You have all the resources, but give me a film like Clerks, Chasing Amy, some small ass budget film with like $5,000 budget and some new actors and new faces, and tear things up and win Oscars. Man, that's real freaking talent. You get what I'm saying? Now, to be fair, you can take a big ass budget like James Cameron on Avatar, right? The blue guys, and you can have, I don't know, $300 million worth of production, all CGI, and then you can generate $10 billion. That takes extreme talent to have a lot of money and even make more money. I get it. But for all intents and purposes, if you have a black and white film like Clerks, something cheap on a $50,000 budget like Reservoir Dogs and Quentin Tarantino, and make all these badass actors, that's badass. Like, I'm going to put you on a pedestal and be like, I know if I'm talking about buying low to sell high, you're the man that I go to. Like, for sure. Anyway, I could be wrong, but that's just the way I look at it, man. What the hell are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Man, I'm all over the place. I hope you guys follow me, man. Like, because Loma is on his way out and Haney was on his way to stardom, allegedly. But check this out, though, man. Lomachenko has always been the poster boy for Top Rank and like a lot of purist boxers, right? And if there was ever a way where you can send him on the way home and end on a great chapter and a great note, it would have been that night. To your point, when Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo Alvarez, Floyd, you can retire right then and there. Legend, because Canelo ends up being who he is. Same thing with Lomachenko. Devin Haney's going to be a star regardless. He's going to do his thing. It wasn't a passing of the torch, but he got a lot of experience and wisdom fighting you, one of the most decorated amateurs, an amazing, fast-paced fighter. And it would have been a great time to end the book and just be like, Lomachenko, you became undisputed. You accomplished everything, the highest peak, pound for pound, against a young, undefeated fighter, up-and-coming American. Boom, you're done. But no, they made him lose. Like that was crazy to me. I didn't understand that. And especially Top Rank. Like, I think Devin had honored his contract. Like, why would you let him walk? Like, that was, I don't know. Boxing got it wrong. Top Rank got it wrong. That was crazy to see Devin Haney get the victory over Lomachenko. Like, when I watch that fight right now, I'm thinking to myself, hey, ain't no fucking way Devin win this. He ain't won this. Like, he did not defeat Lomachenko. Anyway, I could be wrong, man, but that would be a good actor, easy from the Mayans. Because, okay, War Speed goes, saludos, compa. I hope you're having a fun time at the park. Yeah, his name is J.D. Pardo. J.D. Pardo. Let me see. J.D. Pardo. Is that the... Oh, okay, yeah, that's the main guy. Got you. Yeah, man, it would have been great. It would have been... Like, he looks like a boxy jaw. Like, for sure, it would have been good. Breaking his nose a little bit just so you can have, like, the Chavez Sr. nose of, like, the fighter. He could have been a great actor, man. But they went with Mark Wahlberg. That dude kind of looks like Mark Wahlberg. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's trip. Hey, that Pain and Gain film, though, with Pain and Gain, Mark Wahlberg and not Robert Downey Jr., The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. That shit was funny. That's a good movie. I think Ryan Garcia was influenced by that film. J.D. Pardo, that's right. Really good actor. Matter of fact, I tried rewatching Mayans MC yesterday, but got on YouTube and got distracted, just like today. Yeah, man, it'd be like that, man. Clerks was fun. Yeah, Clerks was pretty good, man. Wild. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to go on here and just talk about this for a little bit. I'll try to close it up and finish on a really strong note. I can almost kind of preface everything, right, by saying everything in terms of this modern day. Look, a couple years ago, or a decade or 15 years ago, when we were in high school or even before then, we were supposed to have flying cars by like 2030, right? And we're not even close to having flying cars. I don't even think people would appreciate this technological advancement that we're in. You get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, man, I would almost say that in terms of the evolution of man, Not like from an intelligence standpoint, because I feel like a lot of people are extremely smart. We're just lazy, right? Like, but there's a lot of people that one of the things is that we can't be honest with ourselves, or we choose not to be, and we don't hold people to a same standard. Like to your point, Adi, we are extremely distracted by a lot of circumstances, right? Adi Medi goes, we do have flying cars. They ain't gonna give us no access to them. I'm sure that there is a hover vehicle, you know. I mean, or unless you're talking about a plane, or what are you talking about? Drones or what? Errol Spence has a flying car. What are you talking about? Bro, damn. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like if you had the tears that were, bro, I can't believe you said that, man. We do have flying cars. Errol Spence has a flying car. Just recently at the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, when it collapsed, a lot of cars went flying. Y'all, bro, y'all crazy, bro. That's insane, dude. What in the world? Bro, I'm telling you guys, bro. That's fucking funny, dude. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. I can't even blame you, man. That's hilarious. But yeah, man, we supposed to be having flying cars, bro. Like the film, is it Ridley Scott? Not Drugstore Cowboy. What the flip is it called? Like Maze Runner or Blade Runner. We're not there yet, folks. We're not there yet. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I thought I was onto something. We do have flying cars, man. Errol Spence has a flying car. Bro, how you go there, dude? For the record, Spence is one of my favorite fighters. Yeah, same, man. I love Errol Spence. I love him as a fighter, man. He's got a lot of his fights have so much replay value. I mean, talk about like always losing in all of his fights. He was losing to Kell Brook. He was losing almost to Sean Porter. You know, he was losing to Yordenis Ugas. Talk about a comeback fighter and a story. Like, dude, that shit is amazing. But those images, that beating that Bud Crawford put on him, Errol Spence was too brave for his own good. Salute to him, though. That's one of the most damn, bro, just shocking fights that I've ever seen. Like I've never seen an ass beating that bad. Like Ryan and Devin is up there, but like those images, like those stills that people were able to capture on that night of Errol Spence, like bro, like that was brutal. The Mexican G goes, I was a fan of Mikey Garcia. When Spence scored him, I started watching Spence's fights. Yeah, man. I mean, we threw Ricky off his train of thought. Yeah, dude, that was a crazy ass the one-liner right there for sure. Like it was great timing too. Talk about flying cars, and you guys came up like you guys are fucking witty, bro. Like, how do you guys? That's fantastic. Yeah, man. See, one of the most disappointment stories for me is the Mikey Garcia story. When I talk about fighters selling their booty, Mikey Garcia is on the top of that list. He came back because he wanted to be a free agent and be his own man, right? To get from the quote-unquote slave contract from Top Rank. Mikey Garcia, after 2-3 years of legalities to, buy his contract out, sparring Marcos Maidana, preparing him as the main sparring partner for Floyd Mayweather, comes back, knocks out Dejan Slatichny. Then Sergey Lipinets becomes a 135-140 champ, right? Then probably fights Eric Bonet in somewhere in the mix. I want to fight Errol Spence. I see something in him. Only to look like Alexander Vosdik against David Benavidez. Bro, what? How, bro? Like, what in what world do you do that? Stay at 135, bro. Be the WBC champion. Build your mega fight with Lomachenko. Stay at 135. You might fight Ryan Garcia. You might fight Devin Haney. Mikey Garcia goes to 147. Oh, dude, I couldn't believe after that Errol Spence performance, he stayed at 147. Yes, he beat and pieced apart Jesse Vargas. But, bro, go back down and fight Lomachenko, bro, and all of these dudes. This fucking guy, bro. Mikey Garcia is the biggest disappointment. He's a winner, though. Don't get me wrong. He made money. He retired. He bought himself 10, 40 acres in, Carson or wherever it is that he lives. But the biggest disappointment, bro. Yeah, the Mexican GQ was always looking for a cash out. Sad, bro. I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it, bro. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. That was one of the most heartbreaking storylines that I've ever encountered. Like, I've to this day, I haven't seen anything like that. That cash grab, that money grab from Mikey Garcia. Just a quick hustle. Now, I'm not saying, look, Mikey has stated in many interviews in the past that he never liked boxing. He was just good at it, X, Y, and Z. I get it. So it was strictly business for him. I get it. But, man, there was so much money, big fights, legacy left on the table. Ah, dude, just thinking about it disgusts me, bro. Wakala, bro. Fuchi. Can't believe it, bro. Ah, dude. I fell for it hook, line, and sinker, man. Adi Medi goes, it sucks that I didn't pick up boxing sooner. Unfortunately, I only know Spence because of the Bud fight. At least I'm here to watch the rise of Ben Whitaker. You know what? He's hella entertaining, bro. I like Ben Whitaker. Hopefully he does really good. He's one of probably boxing's next biggest stars. He just has to move up accordingly. And when he fights that real threat, hopefully, he showboats like Maromero Pais and Pernell Whitaker. Like, hopefully he can do that stuff. But at the same time, don't run into a Marco Antonio Barrera if you're Prince Nassim. You got to be able to correct that. You know what I mean? So hopefully Ben Whitaker does extremely well. I think he will, but again, this pro game and fighting with your hands down, sometimes you might get caught by one of those Jose Felix Jr.'s on a Diva Gary Coley, and boom, you didn't see that right hand coming. He had great potential, man, to be great, but he would have beaten Haney, right? I agree, man. But see, that's the thing that infuriates me so much about Mikey Garcia. If he's so fucking smart, because he's a smart individual, bro, why didn't you go back to 135? You had Alex Ariza at the time working with Robert Garcia, right? If I'm not mistaken. You had it all, bro. You have a mega fight with Lomachenko, right? I think till this day, Lomachenko is a little older than Mikey, or they're the same age. Mikey could have fought Devin, Ryan, probably Teofimo Lopez, all of these dudes. But this dude went up and fought Errol Spence. I could not believe it, bro. Like, it did not make any sense to fight Errol Spence. Major disappointment, bro. Extremely disappointed in Mikey. Okay, sure, let's say he generated $10 million from that fight, $5 or $8 million. He potentially, with all of those fights that we mentioned with them young bucks, probably could have grossed out 50 mil. And Pachuco goes, are you guys looking forward to Gallo Estrada versus Bam Bam Rodriguez fight? Extremely. I like Bam Bam. He's a really good fighter. I really wasn't the biggest fan of Gallo Estrada, but Bam's performance against Sor Rigvenside, and then that performance against Carlos Cuadras, and then that performance that he had against Sonny Edwards, those three fights alone made me like a big ass fan of Bam Bam. For Gallo Estrada, I just feel like he's a really good fighter, right? But there's something about Nacho Berenstein fighters. I think this is the guy that was trained by Nacho Berenstein. There's just this like condescending tone that when they lose, like they're sore losers. And Juan Manuel Marquez being my favorite fighter, like he's a very sore loser. And they always have this kind of like, I don't know if it's just this pride or arrogance, or maybe it's that thin line where they're basically the same thing. But like, I don't know. I get that same type of thing with Gallo Estrada, especially like his trilogy and all of those fights that he had with Chocolatito. It's just like, I don't know, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's just like this condescending, patronizing tone when they win or when they don't win or whatever the case may be, and they always kind of like scream robbery. It's like, no, bro, it was a close fight, could have gone either way, you know. And then they always kind of like try to slander, like almost like that crab in a bucket mentality that they have in Mexico. I feel like a lot of Nacho Berenstein fighters have that type of mindset, and I feel like Gallo has that type of mindset as well. And I just don't really like it, you know. Again, it's hard to accept defeat when you don't think you lost, but again, you guys can be like, what are you talking about, bro? Gallo don't train with no Nacho Berenstein. I just feel like I get that type of energy from him. You know what I mean? But as for Bam, super cool dude. I didn't like his face tats, bro. I was just like, man, what are you doing? Nah, but Bam Bam, he's badass, bro. I'm extremely looking forward to that fight. I think it's next month, correct? I think Bam is gonna stop Gallo. Yeah, it's possibly. I would favor him. I mean, Gallo isn't. I think he's coming off like a 1 year, 2 year layoff. He hasn't fought in a really long time. Bam right now has a lot of that performance against Sonny Edwards that he had. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that performance. It was a great performance. Sonny talked so much for accomplishing nothing. Don't get me wrong. That heart, that determination that he had against Bam Bam, and that resolve that he showed, fantastic. Like I became a fan of Sonny. But prior to that, I'm like, bro, you hella cocky for doing nothing. Like, you don't have a Sorog Vinsara on your resume. You don't have a Carlos Quadras. And you talking all this smack. I didn't understand it. But anyway, man. Adi Medi goes, all right, guys, I'm heading out. I have to go find Devin Haney to make sure he doesn't spend all his money in one spot. Good night, folks. Yeah, man, look. Dude, the most ridiculous take from Devin Haney on that particular quote, he says, okay, I'm going to retire from the sport. I'm going to go spend my money and enjoy the time. And then when Ryan's suspension happens, when, it expires or it ends, then we can talk about a rematch. What the nerve of this prick, bro? The nerve of this fucking dude. I'm trying to tell you guys, bro, what a fucking bum. If, for instance, if it's like, all right, check this out. If my wife cheated on me and it was with my best friend or my brother, that's basically how it equates with Devin Haney still wanting to fight Ryan Garcia. Now, you might say, like, what are you talking about, bro? He's supposed to avenge his fucking loss. No, bro. No, not in that particular case. You should not fight or give if this dude cheated you, right? You have the ability the chance to fuck him up. You didn't, right? And all right, so let me put it to you like this. Let me make sure I rephrase my thoughts correctly, because I give you guys a crazy ass analogy with the situation. You couldn't be my brother, bro. You couldn't be my brother if you did that. If Devin Haney, we'll talk about this being a gentleman's sport. If you cheated me for this whole time, Devin Haney's stock is ruined. Almost his career is ruined. All because of what Ryan did in exposing me in the manner of what she did. Now, you might be like, nah, bro, it's just one loss. Like, he should be able to avenge it. Then fight Sander Martin. Continue to fight for your fucking legacy and just be like, all right, dude, this dude fucking cheated me. I'm not going to quit. This dude says I'm going to retire and leave from the sport of boxing. When Ryan comes back, then I'll fight for Ryan Garcia. All you want, he's another Mikey Garcia, bro. He's another fucking – no, look, I'm not going to say Mikey Garcia is despicable, but for all intents and purposes of being great in a legacy and standing and not selling your booty, Devin sold his booty like Mikey sold his booty. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, where's your principle? If you're doing everything honorable and principled in this fight, making weights, no drugs in your system, praying and alhamdulillah and no tattoos, and you're living this pure life, and you get cheated by this dude that's the antithesis of you, does all this crazy shit, ludicrous stuff, does all this thing just to garner his attention, and you get beat by this man. He's basically, if you're this purist, you're Jesus, and this is Judas, why would you shake hands and be like, I forgive my brother. Let's break bread and let's fight for a fucking rematch. No, bro, you would almost should be like, I'm going to catch a body, bro. It's on sight if I see Ryan Garcia. Fuck a boxing ring. You can have that victory. This is what I'm gonna do to you. You get what I'm saying? And where am I tripping? I hope I didn't lose you guys, but like, you couldn't be my brother, bro. I never would see you. It's like Caleb Plant. Boom, through beer and Ryan Garcia. Why? Because in no fucking world am I gonna let you say all those crazy things that he did say about his wife. Like, in what world is that okay, Devin? In what world is it okay for you to walk away from the sport, get pissed off because no one bid top dollar for your fucking lackluster performances and you against Sandra Martin, and then be like, oh, guys, I'm just going to wait for Ryan Garcia. For what? It's the most disgusting thing that I could have ever heard Devin Haney say that, bro. You're acknowledging that you're okay with Ryan beating you as long as you get top tier dollars, bro. You've been almost the opposite of that. Fighting obscure names, taking pay cuts, fighting the George Camboses, Jorge Linares, Jojo Diaz, for pennies on the dollar, going to Mexico, trying to build some momentum and a resume for yourself, pennies on the dollar. And then all of a sudden to engage in the circus act with Ryan Garcia. And, dude, you guys get what I'm going with this? It's fucking insane. It's, oh my goodness. I don't know if I phrased everything together, but like, what a shit show, dude. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like, the reason why you want to eradicate this moment of Ryan Garcia and remove it from history, your history, not because you lost, but because you got cheated, right? Because they cheated on you. You guys grew up together. Your dad or his dad drove you to amateur tournaments. You guys ate together. And then all of a sudden, if he gets banned from the sport for 2-3 years, you're going to wait for him to come out of that retirement or, being barred and banned, from practicing law. And then you fucking want to fight him afterwards. Holy shit, dude. What are we talking about here? Devin, are you a legacy fighter? Or are you just willing to play the shenanigans? Ryan cheated you multiple times, right? Not just with the weight class. Not just with super carb and all of these failed drug tests in his stomach. He could have killed you, right? It wasn't just the 2 million dude, everything makes consistent of this hustle thing that's all Devin, that's what he's all about. He has no integrity. And I thought he was an honorable man. But the fact that it's not him trying to avenge his loss, because he's not talking about avenging it. He just wants the money, and it's evident. That's crazy to me. And I thought he was better than that. I thought he had integrity. You know what I mean? Again, in terms of the most purest sense of this sport, you have two fists. You can knock the block off me. You can throw the same similar punches that I can throw, right? Whatever happens in the ring. It's very simple, barbaric, nerve tense-like sport. And Devin Haney got cheated, but yet he's willing to give Ryan another pass. How many more passes can you give Ryan, Devin, for him to kick your fucking ass, but as long as you gross 25 million? So everything for your legacy was for naught. Unless I'm wrong, man. Unless I'm extremely wrong. But it's like, you couldn't be my fucking brother. I could never fight you. I mean, I could never try to fight you in a professional setting. Like, fuck a professional setting. We're not in that type of situation anymore. I don't know, bro. But that was crazy. Like, I mean, I could be wrong about everything, but that's just the way I look at it. I was so disturbed. Honestly, I was disturbed by those. I was just like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? On that similar topic, I hope more fights go to purse bid. A lot of these fighters like Shakur Stevenson get paid way too much money for not going like on a laissez-faire market. Like if it was a Wild West, all right, dude, who are you fighting next, Shakur Stevenson? Oh, Edwin de los Santos. All right, cool. You're fighting Edwin de los Santos. Let's go this fight for purse bid. ESPN Top Rank, don't pay his guaranteed $3 million. Just go to purse bid. And let's see what Matchroom bids, Golden Boy bids, freaking Ringstar Sports, Probellum. Let me see what all of these small-time promotional companies bid. And I guarantee you, Shakur, it ain't going to look like $3 million, that Top Rank. See, Top Rank pays you that money because ESPN gave them a budget to play with. And they have an annual budget, and that's how they have to allocate the resources, crunch down the numbers, look at the events and the matchmakings and the context of champions that they can, align with one another to generate profit for the investments, right? Shakur in no market right now can generate $3 million. But anyway, guys, that's all I pretty much have to say. I was disgusted by Devin Haney, what he was saying with those. But yeah, bro, Haney talks reckless. He's gonna continue to talk recklessly, bro. That's just kind of like in his nature. But I expect it from him. But yeah, man, I gotta dip out on that. But man, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Wednesday. Have a safe one, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.